He back. It's wartime. Pain on my face, it's time to gear up. I hear they talking fly about my king, it's time to live up. They done woke up a lion, ain't no stopping when I'm stepping. It's too late now, it's rapping in my jeans, no need for guessing. You flexing, while we repping that Elohim to the fullest. Loaded clip, man, we shoot from the hip, I dare you to pull it. These bullets is encrypted with scripture, call it the truth. That'll kill a lie in a second, but it's meant to say to you. You see the murder they committing in the booth. These musical crime lords with no verifiable proof, they sterilizing the youth. You throw your life away, give all of your time away if they verify you with blue checks.
Welcome to another episode of Men Can We Talk. I'm your host, Anthony Ray.
I'm your host, Adriel McAfee.
And this is episode 17 of Men Can We Talk. And yeah, man, y'all see where we at. We in the house of the legendary Herman Pop Williams. Pop, we need you. I've been looking for you, man. I need you on the episode, my boy. So and there y'all see Pop out there, tell him we are requesting his presence on the podcast because we need to hear from the legendary man himself sooner or later. So that's where we at right now. We in the house of the Eastside Rams. We are out East Gainesville, Florida. And y'all know I've been waiting for this right here, man. It's been some months. Everything finally came together to where we could finally do this. Of course, the rain tried to stop us. It's funny because when we did the Hawthorne episode, it rained like cats and dogs outside that day too. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But ain't nothing gonna stop this right here from happening. So I'm excited about doing this today. Before we get started, y'all know what to do, man. Y'all go to YouTube and go find us at Men Can We Talk Podcast. Go subscribe to the channel. That's the biggest way. People always ask the way they can support, you know, how they can help. The biggest way you can help is subscribing to the podcast on YouTube at Men Can We Talk Podcast. Follow us on IG at Men Can We Talk Podcast and on Facebook at Men Can We Talk Podcast.
That's it, man. Don't cost you nothing to subscribe. It's free. Unless you a month hater.
Believe me. So, yeah, man. So y'all see who we here with, man. The last time we sat down with Hawthorne, you know, there was a few things said. And ever since then, there was some things said, and we were been supposed to have done this way before the season even started. But you know, some things happened with the computer, and we just had a lot of issues the last few months. But we back in action, so you know, I called on my brother, and he was like, "Let's get it, man." He was willing to do it, so he came out with the team. Y'all see these boys is deep today, rightfully so. And I want to get into it, honestly, man. First, I just want to ask you, how y'all feeling, man?
Feeling good. Let's let everybody introduce themselves.
Start over here.
Coach Drake. Coach Dixon, defensive line. Coach Hoskins, Coach Gator. Coach Rod, offensive line coach. Coach Reggie.
Coach Wood, defense.
We got the big dogs in the house today. You hear me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Let's jump into it, bro. Before the season started, there was a lot of rumblings about, you know, who was ducking who. You know, I mean, y'all know me. I just kind of want to jump into it, bro. You know, and this is long overdue. It's been months since all the stuff happened, but let's get into it. There was a lot of talk about ducking smoke and who ain't want to see who. What happened between Hawthorne and Eastside?
A phone call, text message was sent out to Coach Ingram. So, you know, he's seen the text messages. So we can't really talk about the past, but 2024 we would love to have a game against Hawthorne. I've been texting him trying to, you know, sell it. Have one here at Citizens Field. No knock to Hawthorne. I just think for the crowd that's going to be willing to come to this game, Citizens Field would be a great place to host it. I think it's a win for both schools. We both to make money. They can have their concession stands out there. They can have they could be the home team. We're willing to do whatever it takes to accommodate them. 2024, we would love to have a game against Hawthorne.
There it is. There it is.
There it is. Coach Ingram, we love you, my boy. You already know what it is. Bubba Chuck, all y'all. Man, let's get it done, man. Do this for the city.
Man, for the city.
It's for the city. And I do agree with you on Citizens Field. I know they feel some type of way. They feel like, they're going to have it at their home. And I just feel like for the crowd that's going to come out for that game, it's only right for it to be at Citizens Field. And like you say, you would accommodate them. And I think that's perfect. So Hawthorne, bro, let's get this going, man. It's only right. Congratulate y'all on your state championship. All the power and love to y'all. But let's get this done for next year, man. I think that'll be one of my favorite basketball games, honestly, is always Hawthorne versus Eastside. So it's only right to get it in football also. Only right. So to make sure we clear, wasn't nobody ducking no smoke.
No, never. So see, I reached out to him several times, so he know.
Yo, it seems like you got something on your mind, man.
I'm gonna be real nice. We ain't got nothing to say, bro. We tried, y'all, whatever. See y'all next year.
Cool. So, yeah, man. We at the end of the season. Give us a recap on how you feel about how y'all did this season.
I think we had a pretty decent season. You always want to win, trying to win the state title, 8-4. District champs, playoffs again. We lost a team that was state runners up. So overall, I think we had a great season.
Take me back a few years back, man. Like 2019, where y'all had, I think, 3 losing seasons in a row. Talk about how that, how you overcame, because y'all have had 2 winning seasons in a row. Y'all have been doing much better since then. Was there ever a time where you felt like, like you would give up? Was this like not worth it? And how you overcame and helped your players overcome? I
mean, those losing seasons were before we got here. I wasn't coach then, so But seeing that they were losing and knowing that I had an opportunity to come over here to change it with these great men, that was the goal. Yeah.
So how did you go about that? How did you go about changing the culture when you came in?
First, I reached out to these guys. I knew I needed these guys to be with me if I wanted to make this change. All on was aboard. They all wanted to come out. Most of us, we went here, played here. We all wanted to see the turnaround at Eastside. So I knew it started with them. I knew I had to get some great guys around me that we were all on the same page. And then we just had to come in here with that winning mindset. Losing year after year after year. You start to believe that you were losing. We wanted those guys to believe that they were winners. So just coming in with that winning state of mind.
My question: how easy or how hard has it been to relate to the children or to the students this day and age in football? I know what style of football he played. So how do you translate that into today's game?
You pass one over to one of the coaches. I want to see what they got to think about that one.
It's simple. It translates to I coach Bowie, I coach Gator, I coach Tyrone. It's like my brother. So it translates to this day and age. I said this from the beginning. My son was here when those losing season was going on. And we ain't running. He ain't duck. He ain't hide. He ain't go nowhere else. He stayed here. But what it takes is to take a guy from here who understand these kids, who understand what they're going through. Kids on these side of town got real world problems. And I do mean real world problems. So the stuff that these guys have to deal with is not just football. We have to deal with a whole lot of other stuff that comes with that. And so with that being said, you have to get guys that's relatable to these kids. That you get what I'm saying? You can look at Coach Rod and say, hey, he played at the University of Florida. Gator can stand up and say, hey, I went through the same thing y'all went through. And look, I made it. You get what I'm saying? You talk about maybe one of the greatest to ever do it in your house. One of the greatest to ever do it in Tyrone. And same thing with Bowie. So it's men that can stand up and say, hey, if we can do it, y'all can do it. And, they gave out the recipe to what it should take. But it take an Eastside man to do an Eastside job. And that's all it is, too.
That's that real.
That's real.
That's real. Coach, I want to go to you. I've been following you for a minute. Talk about Reg. Like how you've been able to help the kids. I know you did a lot within the youth arena. Like, what do you see? With helping the like, why are you so determined to be there for these kids as they're growing up? And starting your own program years ago.
I was handed the program.
Yeah.
And I heard Coach Dre tell somebody the other day that if it was many of guys that James Perry could have thought about, but he saw how I was moving along with him, much as I saw how Dre was moving with me and how Dre moved with Coach Gator. You got to have somebody that's, don't worry about no title, don't worry about no position, just want to do it because that's where it's at. And, James saw that in me, and with that, he just told me, man, I don't care what you do with the program, make sure it's about the kids. And so that was just always my goal, Dre goal, and the guys that was always helping me, man. And it's like, where I grew up at, because I'm originally from Georgia. I'm not a East Side guy, but I've been on the East Side of Gainesville my whole life, coming and going back and forth, so I understand what it is to be out East. And it's just, man, over here we always got the bad rap of everything, from just being out walking, they finna go do something dumb and stupid. And then, basically, man, just wanting to make sure these kids have somebody who, like you say, who done walk certain walks, who done been certain places and can tell you it might not always look glamorous coming out at the end, but if you stay in the fight, man, something rewarding gonna come out of it. So, it's just a passion just to want to see kids do better, do better, and not only for themselves, but for everybody that they're associated with, affiliated with, because I might not have all the answers, Dre might not have all the answers, but Tyrone might have an answer for me, I might have an answer for your hunts, and you just try to teach them kids that, man, let's learn to lean on each other early, and, and just try to put it together. So my inspiration just come from wanting to help, man, and then also just seeing my mother and my family and people that I grew up around always helping people, you know what I'm saying? So it's just basically wanting to help people, man, especially these kids.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. And I think that's important, man. I grew up on the East Side, so my heart has always been with East Gainesville, just knowing the struggles of the children, the parents, really seeing it firsthand, and not feeling like anybody cared about the East Side. Honestly, we see the city. I remember some months ago when we were having all that rain. So currently, right now, I live in Newberry, and there was a day, it was a few months, probably like September, October. We had a whole bunch of rain, and out in Newberry, it was straight. And I remember I came into town, and I went to the Zaxby's right there on Main Street, and I saw the flooding over there, and I'm like, bro, what is this? I literally just rolled all the way from Newberry and didn't see none of this, bro. But I get to the East Side, and it's like everywhere. I'm talking about the whole plaza right there, Main Street Plaza, was flooded. You go down the street over in front of the Wendy's, it's flooded. Everywhere I went out east, it was flooded. And it just really, it made me think, like, dang, they still don't care about East Gainesville? So talk about those struggles and how y'all have had to overcome things. I'm more than sure, there's still things that happens right here at the school. People still talk bad about Eastside. I mean, from things that I hear, people say stuff like, I don't want my kid to go to Eastside. Like, I don't want my kids to be being in an environment like that. And I'm just like, I don't see it like that. I feel like it's like that anywhere. I don't think you should single out Eastside. So talk about the struggle of overcoming those the misconceptions, like the perception that people have of East Gainesville and Eastside High School.
I think for the most people who probably say things like they don't want the kids at Eastside or Eastside, the East Side of town are bad. I think it's people that probably didn't grow up, but definitely didn't come to East Side. Being here, I work here, and we have some great kids around here. I think every school had their problems. So, whether it's not being spoken out loud or, one thing happened at East Side and people, making it bigger than what it is. I think that's the biggest problem. Like I said, everybody had their own problems, and just talk about some of the situations that we have to face over here. Like I said, everybody had their problems. As Coach Drake said earlier, a lot of these kids, they do have grown up problems. And I won't go much into detail, but that's things that we have to go through with them and walk through it. It's not only we at practice, we counselors, we uncles, we dads, we brothers. Whatever a kid need, maybe his head ain't in it because something going on at home, and we got to make sure that we on top of that, we trying to help the kid out. It ain't always about football. When I first took the job, I did an interview, and I said my goal is not about wins and losses. It's about helping these young men become men, good men, good people in the world. So, as long as you're trying to do that, man, no matter what the people saying on the outside, everything gonna work out.
That's real. Got something?
What I was going to say is, I coming from, I'm not from here. I'm from Detroit, but I'm from the east side of Detroit. It's just like the east side of Gainesville. It's the hood. You feel me? So the biggest issue that always happens in these places is the lack of diversity. And because this is where we stay at, we ain't gonna get no attention. And I think the biggest thing that we all can do for us is just take care of us. We know how they're gonna look at us. We know what it's gonna be. But we also, I can speak for myself, I'm quite sure I can speak for you, I can speak for people who've been in other places, know what you need to navigate in the world. So we gotta show these youngins, hey man, listen, I know what you want, but you gotta dial it back this way so we can navigate through this jungle. Because they ain't gonna show you no love. That's out. I work in the prison. I know they ain't finna show you no love. I know what they finna do to you. All on the humbug, because you was there. You ain't even done nothing, you was there. So I think we have to show these kids, I know that's what helped me. Like football, what helped me change my environment. And we just got to make sure that we teaching the youngins, hey, this can change this for you. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with this. But just because ain't nothing wrong with it don't mean there's nothing better.
And Coach and Ray, like I told these guys when I first got brought aboard, just being on the outside looking in last year, I was just like you, always hearing stuff, and wasn't able to, understand like, damn, why this like this, why this like that. But after Coach Gator brought me on, then I'm on the inside, and then seeing it, I realized, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, this was really happening, this was going on, and like you say, man, when people talk, they just be talking. You know what I'm saying? Because if you talk and not listen, that means you're not observing either. So with me always being on the outside, I wasn't just listening, I was observing, and I saw what was going on when you hear about big fight at Eastside and all this stuff, blah, blah, squads. I say that to say this, football is an integral part of the world. And we had this conversation, but if you look at what these guys have done, with it being Coach Gator, finna be his third year coming in, his first 2 years, a lot of the stuff that was being talked about out in the streets as far as the nonsense in Eastside, you got the right guy in here who brought the right guys in here and started winning games, and you stop hearing about all that stuff. So, and that's just, I want to make sure I want to say that, because like you said, it'd be a lot of stuff be said about the negative, but ain't nobody talking about how, hey, Scott, might not necessarily be related to football, but we know when the football team winning, a lot of stuff go good. And you look at the last 2 years in Eastside, there hasn't been a lot of police running out here or parents having to come out here because kids, a big uproar and all that stuff. And that's just a testament to who they brought in as a leader. And the guys around him understanding what he's about. And not only that, the kids understanding what he's about and what understanding the coach is about, so they picking up on that too. He's slowly changing the culture, man, and it wasn't gonna happen overnight. And I just want the people out there to just get behind this, man, because he's doing a job nobody's talking about. Like he said, it's definitely bigger than football. Over here on the east side of town, you can get anybody to go play football or be a coach. Can you tap into these kids when You know, can you tap into these kids like you say, man? Like I say, being from Georgia and moving down here, when I moved down here and not understanding it, man, some of these kids, man, you want to take them to your house and, you know, do all that stuff and make sure they're all right, you know, because, man, it's rough. It's rough for a lot of these kids. And to have a guy like Coach Gator, then to have guys around him that understand what he's about and supporting everything that he's doing, that's the stuff need to be talked about, man. Regardless if you want your kid to play football or not, have them around great people. You know what I'm saying? So in Eastside got some great guys right here, starting with the head coach, man. People need to know that. You know, people need to know that and understand that. And it ain't just, we done said this off camera. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about because the camera, man. People need to know that about this guy and his style, man. So
I love that, bro.
That's real, man.
Appreciate that too, man. Appreciate that.
And then at the end of the day, when we really talk about it, it's one guy who needs to get a lot of credit for all of this, and his name is Kent Johnson. The best,
Shout out to Coach
the best coach at East, the best coach at Hawthorne, he played for Kent Johnson. Gator played for Kent Johnson. Most of these boys played for Kent Johnson, and they got taught the right way, man. And like I say, a lot of people don't. Russ said it easily. A lot of people don't give him his credit. Like, people don't understand what he went through his first year. A kid had to rally a football team. Losing day, you can't measure that. You can't measure that. And you got kids to pick themselves up off the ground and go play football, but we made these kids also understand life. And then you got his brother to come out this year, and that kid probably was one of the best players in this area. And when a parent trusts her kid that much, that her kid died under his watch, and she trusts him enough to send his kid here, hey, what else do y'all want? I just, like, we gotta, like he said, we gotta do for us. We can go run around everywhere else and do for other people, but if we can't do for us what we talking about, it's just what we talking about.
Man. Boy, yeah, that was one of my questions, man. I was gonna ask about that, you know, because when I heard about it, you know, I just can't imagine, you know, like how the kids would feel about that, you know. More than sure, a kid that, you know, like one of your friends, a guy that you around all the time, day in and day out, you know, out here on this field, you know, and as I've grown older, you know, I've learned, you know, as we were young, you know, I think about all the guys I came up with. Anytime I hear anything about them, I'm like, dang, bro, that's my dog. Like, that's really my, you know, so in the midst of it, you know, I never experienced that in high school, but I can only imagine what that was like. Like, talk about that, Gator, you know, like how you navigated those waters with parents, the players, like, I mean, just with the school, the community in general, like, that was big, you know, losing a player.
You never can prepare yourself for something like that, especially your first year, you know. But things going pretty good. We're 2-0, you know, we're moving in the right direction, and all of a sudden something like that happened. I still remember where I was at when I got the phone call. Devastating news, heartbroken. But I remember I was riding in the car and getting ready to come to work. I knew Monday it was going to be crazy here at school. And in that car, I told myself I'm shedding my last tear. Because I knew when I walked in that gym, when I had to talk to those boys, that I wanted to show them that I wanted to be the strongest man in the room. You know, that y'all can lean on me. It's not, you don't have to be tough. You don't have to, you know, try to hide that you're not hurting or scared to cry in front of somebody. You know, breathe, get it all out. And I'm here. God, I told them this. You know, God prepared me to be the strongest man in the room that moment. So I just wanted the kids to know that when they looked at me, they seen a leader, and they knew that, hey, everything gonna be all right. So that was my biggest thing in that. You know, I cried, you know, outside separately from them, but while I'm in their presence, you know, hey, I'm tough, I'm strong, because, you know, we hate to say it, but man, the world gonna keep spinning. So you gotta, you know, it's okay to cry, but pick yourself up and keep fighting, keep moving. So that was my whole message, man. You know, I just try to make sure that we honored him and everything that we did, man, that year. It was a special year, and I feel like some of the games that we got in and we won, I know it was because of him. I know he was right there with us, man. Especially, I'm thinking about the North Marion game. For us to not score a point on offense, knowing that we had to win this game in order to make the playoffs, in order to be district champs, and to go in there and play a team like that at their home field, and to come out with that win, man, God knew what we had to do that year. So, man, shout out to Day Day, man. We miss you. We love you, man. We definitely wish you was here, but we know you're still here with us.
That's real though. Dang. Shout out to Day Day. Shout out to his parents, family, all that, man. I can't give y'all enough credit, for being able to stand in the paint like that, and giving you your credit for being a leader like that, and I think the kids need that, and I think that's one of the reasons why I believe, a lot of kids do respect you, because they can look at you, and I believe that's one of the biggest things I know kids need. People say kids of today are different, and they are. Don't get me wrong; these jokers are very different than us. That's real. They're, but they're also growing up in a different world than we grew up in. They're growing up in a world of social media. I know for me, social media wasn't really a thing when I was in high school. That came right after high school, like 2009, like 2010. But they're growing up with it, right here, and I respect a lot of these kids. I don't agree with a lot of the decisions that they make, but one thing I always do is make sure I respect the young men of this time, because, all of us have said it at some point during this interview so far, they deal with a lot. These kids are dealing with stuff, it's constantly coming at you at all times. You open up Facebook or IG, and it's all type of stuff you see. And it's just bombarding you, news here, news there. And for these kids to have to always be seeing or hearing something that's most likely, most of the time, negative, they carry that stuff around with them. And so they need strong men, that they can see and be able to follow and see. And I just think that's one of the most important things that a coaching staff could be. The coaching part is cool. The sport is all right, basketball, football, whatever it is that they do. But, man, these kids got to see us outside of the gym, outside the field. They got to see how we living, see what we're doing. And that's what brings the respect, when they see how we live and, the way that we raise our own children, the way that we're talking to our women, treating our women. They need to have that example, man. So more than anything, man, like, I just want to say, Brian, appreciate y'all for what y'all do on that level, man, because it's needed, especially over on this side, man. So that's great. So I want you to talk about what are some of the ways that y'all preach the importance of teamwork to the kids? The teamwork of like, how do y'all keep the kids together throughout the season? Day by day, week by week. Like, what are some of the ways y'all do that? Some of y'all strategies.
I mean, it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, one day it'd be, you preaching teamwork, and then the next day, you could, have something, happen. But you got to really preach staying together. We try to do team building exercises, especially, working out. And we know, with everything, football is a team sport. And I tell them, team success brings individual success. So if you want people coming out here, schools coming out here knocking on your door, you better be winning some games. Just like you said in 2019, I think 2020, before we got here, I don't think there was a recruiter that came on campus. My first year, we got 20, 25, coaches on campus. So that's the biggest thing. You want individual success, you better be winning games. And then, with Coach Roddy, Coach offensive line, and I think they got a shirt made with it's 5=1. So they knowing that, we are one unit. So if you don't do your job, it could take one man. I think about the Buchholz game this season, first play of the game, one man kind of mess up his assignment and, it make the play look bad and we couldn't get the play off. And, from watching the film, we all can witness, being coaches that, hey, I believe it would have been a touchdown. So that's just the importance of it takes everybody to be doing their job. Even not just the players, the coaching staff. We all got to be on the same page. Out there sometimes, we may get on each other's nerves, to be honest with you. Somebody may go home upset or mad, but we knowing at the end of the day, what the goal is. I could truly say that every man sitting up here wants to see Eastside be great again. So, once you put your feelings out, put your feelings to the side, put your emotions to the side, and you really think about the goal. All right, yeah, let's move, let's work.
You excited about next year?
Of course. I'm excited about the guys that we got coming back. We got a great group of young players. We had a great group of seniors this year too. We definitely gonna miss them. But like I said, I think we got a great group of young guys coming back.
That was young this year though, wasn't it?
Yeah, especially on the offensive line, man. Definitely up front, man. So, getting them another year in the weight room and getting them stronger, more physical. I really like us next year.
I love us.
How would y'all say y'all were affected by the new classifications and all that?
So that was coming in right when we got in. So we weren't really coaching with before. I think they may be doing something new in the upcoming week. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't think it affected us too much. I think we were put in a great class. Just the playoffs. Run into a great Bradford team. I feel like we beat them this year. Man, we got a chance to make it to state. But shout out to Bradford, man. They're a hell of a team.
Why won't y'all have like some kind of Alachua County Coach Coalition where y'all try to force them to put all the schools in one class? Because
You could never do that.
why?
Because they go by the population of schools. So Eastside and probably Hawthorne probably have the lowest population in the high school. You folks overcrowded. They're gonna tell you GHS overcrowded. So they go by the population of the kids. That's how the classification, how you get put in certain classifications.
Well, at least a way y'all schedule everybody. Like I know y'all play everybody.
Nah, it's all they gotta do is reach out if they want to play. It's on up. If y'all want to play, hit the man up. I don't care. You can be from Miami, New York, hit the man phone. That's it.
Like we don't have to schedule Buchholz or GHS on your schedule, but we know that's a rival. That's it. Yeah, man. Everybody want to see that game here in the city, so you'll be a fool not to schedule those type of games.
Yeah, because I was like looking at Newberry's schedule. I only had one district game.
So with their class in the 1R, they don't have a district, so they don't have to play for a district title. For them, they just want to make sure they're in a good seed, so they do make the playoffs. So they play Hawthorne. They're not required to play a district game.
Okay.
But everybody else, with the I think 1S and on up, you have to play a district schedule.
What's y'all thoughts on the current state of high school football, man? You see a lot of, people joke and say, it's free agency and all this. Like, are y'all keeping up the trend? I know people.
Hey, we're going to go ahead and get into that. Hey, we coach who show up. We don't care about over there and over there. If you come to Eastside, we're going to coach. That's it. We don't need no transfers. We don't want no, we ain't going to be in your inboxes hollering at your mama and all that. Whoever show up, that's it.
I think, with the time that we in now, you can't knock it. But I think, what are you really teaching the kids? You go around to 3-4 different high schools, and I think now that you got it into the college, they're not really worried about that loyalty thing. Yeah. But it's like, hey, man, are you running? Are you running from because, hey, I'm behind this guy, he just better than me, and I want to just go play, so I'm going to run to go to this school? Or, this team over here, they winning? Or, I always been a guy, I'm going to stay at where I'm at. I'm going to be loyal, whether we up or whether we down, I'm going to stick it out. So no knock to, people they transfer, that's what you do. But what are you really teaching the kids?
Do you see how high schoolers being recruited changing because of the transfer portal? I heard Dion say a quote. He said transfer portal gonna mess it up for the high school kids.
It definitely have, man. You got some kids like that's, man, they some talented kids. Like, if they were playing in our era, they'll have those D1 offers. But you get right here to where, like, man, I just can think of a couple schools that I've been in contact with that'll tell me, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, we ain't recruiting high school kids right now. We in the transfer portal. So it's like,
Dang.
you ain't even giving the kid an opportunity. I can't even send you his tape or nothing like that. And nowadays of high school football, you got to be him. Got to be him. And when you him, you still getting those lower D1 offers. You ain't really bringing in them Power 5. So it is a little tough, man. That transfer portal really hurting high school kids.
It's about your connections too, with that transfer portal. Like Coach Gator just said, if you top 5 in your classification, you still might not get no P5 unless you got a plug, as they say, somewhere. Because there's definitely a couple kids past couple years out of Gainesville, D1 talent that's got stuck on lower levels because of that transfer portal.
One of the kids I could think of right now, I think the kid Kelly from Buchholz.
Right.
I know if you watch him, I think he was a D1.
Definitely
You
D1
know,
talent.
and to see him, I think he went D1 AA. You know, no knock to
One
them,
other
but-
one last.
Yeah,
okay,
I think he was a D1 type of kid.
That shit was quick.
Yeah.
Real deal. Well, I asked most of my questions I wanted to get out there, man. You know, going into next year, man, what are your goals?
See if anybody, you know,
Man, for us, we need like 8 shutouts. We had 6 this year, we get 8 shutouts.
8 shut
That's what we
So
working
y'all
on 8
trying to
shutouts.
really be up. Like,
Yeah, we trying
like
to be like that. 10 games,
I
we
wanna
trying to
go
shut
10
out
and
at least 8
0.
of them.
check.
I want to go 10 and 0.
Well, you say you the offensive line coach, right?
Mhm.
You say y'all young up front.
Mhm.
What are some of the ways that you are helping them to? Like, what are some of your ways that you helping these kids to grow? You know, knowing that y'all are that young.
That's funny you asked that question. Slowing down my coaching method. And adjusting who they is as players and knowing each and last one of them and how they react to a certain kind of coaching. So I think once I got that figured out, I think that was my last piece of the puzzle of coaching that I needed to figure out, and I got it all established. And it comes down in terms of like the players.
Yeah.
So I think once I got that figured out, I had a way better relationship, man. I can't say that each and last one of my offensive linemen, like all of them run through a brick wall for me. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
And they did that. They did that this year.
Real
So
talk.
had a lot of ups and downs, but we got by it.
Yeah. And see, you got really the most important job on the team. I mean, y'all talking about the blowouts and all the shutouts.
Mm-hmm.
We know the game won in the trenches. So, yeah, you got a real job on your hands, man. The boy talking about shutout, bro. We
Yeah.
need you to be on them boys so we can see the side back up here.
For sure.
Real talk.
before we end this interview, you know, you got a lot of people on Facebook, man. They gonna say what they gotta say. I think for the most part, they try to, you know, bring us against Hawthorne. And I want to give a shout out to CI. I think he's a phenomenal coach. You know, when I had the opportunity to get this head coaching job, he was one of the first person I called. He gave me some great advice, some things that I could do, you know, to be successful. He's been back-to-back state champion. I think they got about 5 state championships over there in the last couple of years, which is phenomenal. But we competitors. You know, this ain't no hating. This ain't no nothing. We just competitors. I can sit here and say I want to be the best high school head coach there is. So for him to have done some of those things that I know, if I want to be the best, I have to accomplish more than he have. And, like I said, this ain't no hate or nothing, but like we praise Hawthorne. You know, can't nobody never say, oh, they said this negative about Hawthorne, or honestly, no school. But we would love a game though.
That's facts.
Get the people what they want.
Double week.
Hey, whenever y'all ready. You can play the ball. No.
Well, the invitation is there, man. Definitely, and I love that you said that, because you know it's all fun and games. You know, I know I might get on there and throw a few things out, but what I hate to see is us going at each other. You know, on some serious stuff. It ain't that serious, man. You know, at the end of the day, it's a game. You know, and people are competitive. So let's just keep it there. All the fans, the parents, y'all keep it there, man. Nobody don't have to get personal.
Facts.
You know, and that's the one thing I hate. I literally hate to see it. Some of the stuff I see on social media, man, I'm like, man, why we always gotta get his,
You know
bro?
why though? Because it be trash people who ain't never really played the game, talking crazy. You ain't never.
Or somebody mama that ain't got no dog in the fight.
No dog in the fight. It be foolery, man. He ain't never got his head bust. Ain't never bust nobody head. And get out there and talk tough and talk crazy. And know they ain't ready for that smoke. Relax. Relax.
Real talk, man. So
It ain't no different in Georgia, Florida, but I guess because they say like, because they kids technically, people do too much. But man, even with the little league, like I tell them, that's the grown-ups way. We don't play no more. So that's like our getting on the field and saying, hey, we'll beat y'all, or they saying the same thing. But like Coach say, man, ain't no hate.
We just want to see good
Line it up.
Line it up, man. See, me, I'm advocating. I want the whole city to play each other. I want to see everybody play each other. I believe I'd have been to the past 4 years now. I'd have been just about every high school game. It's enough talent in this area between the 5 schools for smoke to be given, period. And I like any one of us against a lot of people, period.
We don't send everybody to all the boys.
Let's get it happen.
So what you saying?
We can have a
Come to the
Electric
party.
kind of jamboree.
So what you saying is, you done sent the invitations out there.
Man, I'm gonna be real. I ain't feeling. Man, my dog showed me last year when we was at the B-Host game that them boys ain't want to play up, man. I read the test, man. Bro, they ain't want none back then, man. They ain't want none back then. I read the test, man. Come here, yo. We sat down. Oh, look at this. Oh, okay. No response, man. Hey, but now, hey, let's do it. Ruffle a little feathers, you know what I'm saying? Get a little go. Now I know they want to play.
Yo,
Let's
please.
go. You know,
Hey.
that's what I have for, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Eastside coaches.
Like I say, I mean,
My homies over there.
I mean, you got Eastside guys over there, so they know we mess with them the long way. You get what I'm saying? Again, that coaching staff and this coaching staff, again, you got to give Kid Johnson his flowers because that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so we just, like I say, it's just a game. It's just a game. We want to play y'all. Y'all want to play us. You know, it is the east side of town at the end of the day, man. The best 2 teams, you know, we want them to be from the east side of town.
And y'all can bring that burger bomb.
And before y'all get on there talk about, what we'll do to y'all don't want to see it, show us. Hey, hey, Bubba Chump, we want to smoke.
Yo, you trying to show me stuff, baby. Bubba, now, I mean, you and Jimmy, y'all done talked a lot on there. So,
It be Bubba.
Just him.
So I know you the spokesman for Hawthorne. Man, listen, but they did say it was the principal here though. What happened with that?
I wouldn't say so much of the principal. Like I said, me and Cornelius, we text, you know, we communicated. It was
Man, put
it was them, you know. I thought we had an understanding that you know, we'll get a game, but he's saying, you know, I wouldn't even say so much of him, the community. Oh, we the state champion, and we gonna start this rival up. Y'all got to come to Hawthorne, and you know. And I'm just thinking, you know, I don't think the stands are big enough for, you know, the amount of people that's gonna want to come and see that game, man. And
Let's
it's not
show
that,
bump it, show them.
yeah.
Go ahead, take the game at Hawthorne, and had a whole
Was
26, bro.
Who said that, or was that somebody else? Who actually stopped it from happening?
Oh, they stopped it from happening. I contacted them for a game,
Don't leave no words in the wind
and-
so they can
yeah.
try to spin.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it wasn't the principal.
Nah, we wanted a game and they didn't make it happen.
Point blank period.
All right, now Hawthorne. Boys say it wasn't due.
Y'all on the clock.
I mean,
Y'all on the
I
clock.
know y'all celebrating your little championship. Congratulations.
Have fun.
Want to knock y'all off that throne.
boy, these boys getting spicy, Hawthorne. I'm telling you.
Oh, I've been waiting on it for 8 years since I've been coaching. I've been wanting to play them. Set it up. Let's do it. You know, I'm talking about when we were sorry. 0-9, I still wanted that smoke.
Yeah,
Jackson, that quarterback, I still wanted that because I feel like Ant was better than him. They ain't want that smoke back then. Yeah, but 2024, waiting on y'all. Ball on y'all court. And you know I mess with y'all. You know.
Gainesville Hawthorne, but we got one brewing for next year, baby.
And they ain't gonna make it happen. They ain't gonna make it happen.
They gonna run,
make it happen.
They gonna
We
run.
making it happen.
They gonna have to wait till midsummer. Midsummer, they'll
July.
let them know if they want to.
But what y'all think y'all gonna do with CJ though, man? He coming back, and I mean,
CJ? Hey,
dog.
just hear us say how many shutouts we going for next year?
He a dog.
I'm a little cousin too. He a dog, but man, I don't see none of that when
He
you
a
playing.
dog. I mean,
Playing that man defense right there, but I don't care about none of that, man. Ain't that right, boy? You ain't saying nothing. Hey, DC, I don't ever care right there, man. I don't care about what y'all talking about. Little CJ a dog. Hey, but hey, I like my dog.
Boy, how you feeling about that? You know, going up against, I mean, 2 in a row. He got 2 in a row in his bag, and he say he walking in the Citizens Field. What you got for him, man?
You gotta respect it. You know, we congratulate it. But on the same token, you know, we're gonna use it as motivation too. You know, bring our A game, make sure I'm on my A game. So we're looking forward to it.
Cuz I love you, cuz, but we coming. We coming.
Hey, what y'all think was y'all may have won the game, y'all may have lost the game, but what was y'all felt like was y'all toughest test?
Me personally, the first round of the playoff. Yeah. That Palaka game. That was a back and forth. Even to the last play of the game, dude ran the kickoff back. Like, that was a tough game right there. That was the toughest one for me right there.
I would say Bradford, knowing that you got to get past them to accomplish your dreams. And if anybody who watched that game, man, our boys played a hell of a game. But again, Bradford was a tough team. They got some great players. But I would say Bradford was probably the toughest contest.
I think for me personally, I'm stuck on the Newberry game. Cause I just to this day I just still feel like we walked out the locker room, but we ain't show up. And it's hard to say that when you lost the game that team not better than you, but I know they're talented. But I just know if we would have played that game a week later again, results totally different. So it's the Newberry game because we just ain't.
Caught in the hype.
I've been trying to figure it out ever since then. You know what I'm saying?
It was
been trying to figure it out,
homecoming.
man.
I'm telling you what it was. Kids was homecoming.
I don't know what it was.
They wasn't there. I was there. I was there.
So you saying it felt like you saw the team?
I saw the team,
but you ain't see the team.
They wasn't there.
That's
because I felt like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like that was gonna be a hard game for Newberry. I thought that was gonna be their super test beyond what they played all year. Like Williston, we knew what Williston was gonna come with. We knew what you was gonna have to deal with Hawthorne. I think they wasn't looking at Eastside as being, And I kept telling them, like, boy, them people gonna get y'all hell. And they proved me wrong.
I think coaching, that's probably to me one of the worst games that we done had since I've been here. I'll chalk it up to me. I don't think I prepared the guys well enough. I definitely don't think we didn't play our best at all. I don't think either the players or the coaches showed up that night. So I'll take that one. Like I text the boys, I take that one on the chin. Don't worry about the outside noise. Somebody say, "Oh, y'all, blame it on me." So I definitely take that. I took that one on the chin that night.
They had a lot to say.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Bo Woods. He been man. Why you gotta get us on?
Yeah, but I can't say that.
Listen, Bo told me he don't see nobody in the air. That's what he told me.
Listen, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, right? Looking at all the teams, player for player, talent for talent, Newberry that. I'm just being straight up with you. Newberry that. Newberry only disadvantage against everybody is the main advantage, and that's quarterback. You say Caleb, your cousin, right? Caleb Woods?
they don't.
That's
I
a.
don't even want to talk about that on here, but they don't even give him the ball enough.
I feel you.
Like they,
I feel
man, I
you.
don't know how you gonna cut it, but they play too much daddy ball over there. Like they don't give him the
That's
ball
how
enough.
you
They,
feeling.
you know what I'm saying? They,
Hey, listen. I understand. You say less.
bro, if you give him the ball a little bit more in that last game they lost against Hawthorne, it's a better game.
Yeah.
But when you go away and try to make him do that,
Mm-hmm. Listen. You ain't gotta tell me, man. You ain't gotta tell me. I understand. I'm with you 100% on it. But
you got to feed both. You got to feed Hayward. You got to feed.
facts.
Yeah.
We got Blaze over here though.
Bo, y'all on the clock next.
For
I've
real.
been trying to get with y'all for a few months now. Every time we plan to get together, something happens. So y'all on the clock, bro. And from what my boy told me, they like them over everybody. So
Mm.
I mean, I'm waiting for you, bro. Y'all already
Say
know.
that shit they like them over everybody.
Yeah, them boys like themselves over everybody.
Hey, that's how you supposed to feel.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
real.
Hey, we like us over everybody too right now. They don't even know coming back on it. Right now we like us.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
There it is, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
just don't
it
take us off the schedule. Ain't they doing the schedule over this year? Or we still on that schedule?
We'll know in a couple weeks.
Yeah, okay. Hey, just hold the spot for it.
Yeah.
I love
Man,
it,
we
yo.
don't work for nobody, bro. We Eastside. We don't work for nobody. Call Miami Central. We up later too. We don't care about none of that. Hey, we don't care about that. You gonna beat us up, whatever. We gonna learn from it. We gonna move on.
Yeah. Boys said they ain't ducking. Nothing.
Nobody. The Gators want something. We struggling.
I love y'all over the Gators. I love y'all boys.
We don't work for nobody.
Anything all day. Real talk. So before we go, man, give the kids who might listen to this some advice on social media usage, just being wise about things that they post, things that they do, and how many eyes are on them.
Think twice before you post. I could just remember, when I was going to school, man, they could pull up stuff from 10 years from now. And if you want your kids to see it when you have kids one day, don't post it. If you posted something where you're mad or something, send it to somebody, that you look up to and let them go over. You got to find somebody to vent to. That's the biggest thing I think a lot of people get on social media to vent. I would definitely say social media is 99.9% of it is fake. So definitely be wise with what you post and definitely what you're looking at. Don't give yourself that negative energy. If you're on there all day looking at crazy stuff, you're just feeding negative energy into yourself. So if you're gonna be on there, man, go on there doing some positive things. Going to link up with some good people. Going to watch some good podcasts. Going to watch some good football videos. If you play sports, basketball, going to look up some of the coaches that's talking, man. Don't just be on there looking for the drama, and take a break from it. I do that where I won't be on the social media for a while. Maybe my page may be up, but I'm not on it. So stay away from that negative stuff, man.
Love that advice. Anybody else got anything else they want to add?
We definitely want to appreciate you for having us on here, giving us a platform to, kind of open up, speak out, say some things that, we maybe had on our chest. So we definitely want to appreciate you, man. We love what you're doing, man. We appreciate you.
Sure.
Definitely, man. Appreciate it, man. Yes, sir.
Sure. So,
Yeah, we're gonna integrate the show next time. We sit over there.
hey, real talk though, I kind of wanted to do that. I've been having some ideas. I know it's just so hard to get everybody together, but I've always wanted to do something like that where I get coaches from all the different schools, because what I really want to do with stuff like this, I don't think our sports teams in this area get enough coverage in media, and I really want people to see the coaches. I was talking with Coach Pop about that a few weeks ago. I was just telling him, bro, I want to give you the opportunity for people to see. People see you on the sidelines all the time, but no, I want people to be able to hear where you are in here, where you are in here, and give the opportunity to the coaches. I think this type of stuff is so important. We see it all the time, especially with professional players, professional coaches, colleges, and all that stuff. But right here in the 352, man, I think there's so much talent, players and coach wise. I don't think there's enough coverage for it. So that's like one of our things. We want to sit down with the coaching staffs and really be able to allow y'all to get, like you say, get things off your chest. You might want to say something, and it's all in fun. But let's get it off our chest and allow people to hear us. So, man, I appreciate y'all spending some time with us.
Just piggyback off it. I definitely think that's a great idea because, at the end of the day, we all at our separate schools, but I think everybody who in coaching, we all got the same goal, to make sure that these kids become better men and get them up out of here. So whether you at Hawthorne, GHS, Buchholz, Newberry, every coach, we got the same goal. So I think that'll be an awesome idea, man. We at our school and we competing, but the goal is, let's say we got a kid at Newberry, man, and I got a connection at Marshall where I went to school, and I got an opportunity to get that kid, get that coach to look at that kid, man. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, hey, they got this kid, man. He's an awesome kid. You should look at him. So I think the goal is, everybody up here, hey, we want to see these kids go off to school and become better men. So I think that's happening at every school.
That's real, man. That's to contest to that. That's how I went to college. My rivalry high school coach sent a recruit to me, which was crazy. When you in the rivalry, when you in it, you like, yeah, I can't stand those people. Man, that man called my house. Hey, Hoss. I say, what? Hey, man, I got a school that wants you to come. Say less. I'm on my way. 2 weeks later, I was on my way to Cal.
Real talk. Love that, man. I love that. Man. That's what it's about, man. This the podcast stuff. Y'all know me. I'm all about the community, man. I always told myself I never wanted my podcast to be anything about drama, and nonsense. I'm gonna have a little fun or whatever, but I want this to be about us, uplifting one another.
Right.
That's what it's about, man. So I appreciate y'all coming on here, speaking your mind, sharing your heart, sharing everything that y'all share, and most of all, taking time out. I never take this type of stuff for granted. I got a family at the house too. My wife and the kid at the house right now, probably like, when daddy coming home? So for y'all to come out the house and spend some time with us on a Sunday night, that's, for me, that's
appreciate
everything.
it, man.
Definitely. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it. We've been trying for a long time, too. Yeah. Gator, you supposed to have been on episode. Yeah, no. When they had the Hawthorne little thing with Juice, yeah,
you right.
Yeah.
Juice did a bad job of communicating, man.
Yeah, we found that out too.
Yeah, he did a bad job.
Hey, if y'all don't take nothing from this podcast, just take that. We want a game with y'all.
Real talk, man. So we gonna wrap it up there, man. For all the listeners and supporters out there, like we said at the beginning, y'all go to Men Can We Talk podcast on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. That's all you can do to help us. We don't get paid for this stuff, man. This is just for the heart. This is just what we do. We want to put the stuff out there for the people to consume this media, man. That's it. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to continue to do. And thanks for all the recognition. I just found out like 2 days ago that we got nominated for Best Podcast on
Tri-County Hip Hop
Awards. So
congratulations,
man. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So I don't know the link to it. Yeah, I think so. So I don't really know the link to it. I need to share it on the book.
But the original podcast, Dad, Can We Talk? Been doing them though.
For real.
Been doing them.
Yeah. So Dad, Can We Talk? Appreciate everybody from the community that voted for Dad, Can We Talk? So I got an award this week for Best Podcast for Gainesville. So appreciate everybody that shows support, man. It's crazy, thinking 3 years ago when I first started, I was like, man, nobody ain't listening to this. Ain't nobody gonna take it serious. But man, everybody has been showing love. So I'm always appreciative of everyone that, show love, man, and take the time out to listen. And it ain't about me. Literally nothing about me. I could care less about what people know about me, I want to put it on for everybody else and give everybody else the opportunity, man. So y'all continue to show people love. Y'all do something for Eastside, man. You know, come and donate something, man. You know,
support something, man.
do
Listen,
something, bro.
come do something for Eastside.
Real talk.
I know you watching this because you want to hear some foolery. So I know let's not do the foolery. Let's do something that's gonna make this place better. Come support Eastside. Only us can save us.
Amen. Amen. And that's where we gonna end it at, man. So y'all know what to do. Go subscribe on YouTube, and we up out of here. It's episode 17 of Men Can We Talk, and we out of there. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
He back. It's wartime. Pain on my face, it's time to gear up. I hear they talking fly about my king, it's time to live up. They done woke up a lion, ain't no stopping when I'm stepping. It's too late now, it's rapping in my jeans, no need for guessing. You flexing, while we repping that Elohim to the fullest. Loaded clip, man, we shoot from the hip, I dare you to pull it. These bullets is encrypted with scripture, call it the truth. That'll kill a lie in a second, but it's meant to say to you. You see the murder they committing in the booth. These musical crime lords with no verifiable proof, they sterilizing the youth. You throw your life away, give all of your time away if they verify you with blue checks.